Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to the Deuce Free Enterprise 2. We have an exciting Friday night race between RPGMel from the team of Bimmy and Jimmy Eat World versus Lord Goober from the team of Rydia's Rebels. And I'm joined here in the commentary booth with Sheep Launcher. Bit of deja vu here, Sheep.
It's always great to see you, Garen. And this is really exciting because this is the rubber match. The winner of this wins this week for their team, ends the tournament for them on a high. It should be a really fun matchup tonight. RPG Mel and Lord Goober have not yet met in the tournament, even though their teams have. So this should be a lot of fun. And taking a look at the hero, that is a Porum hero, if I'm not much mistaken.
Yeah, the green cape in the background there, so that's Porum, and we have some pretty interesting objectives today, too. We're going to be visiting the moon, most likely, it looks like. There's the Crystal Sword altar there.
Yeah, but the other two objectives, utilizing key items on the blue planet, returning the pan to Young's wife, and liberating Baron Castle. So a very key item focused race today. It's going to look like it's all going to depend where they are. And so when you're searching for this many key items, including the forge items and including the twin harp, what do you like your strategy to be, Garen? What would you anticipate these runners doing first?
Well, I would probably anticipate them going to, depending on what the first key item is here, either Watery Pass or Castle Eblin. Now there's Edge, so maybe Castle Eblin is the play.
Yeah, and Antlion hands a hook.
Well, there's a hook.
Yeah.
So yeah, all heading down towards that end. I'd probably
And
check the character here, to be honest.
I that would be high on my list of things to do, as well as loot out the path toward that key or toward that character. But we are glad to have you with us as we are underway here. That edge, even though it doesn't start with any equipment, will allow a quicker clearing of the overworld than many other characters. So, especially with a third character who might be a Fu or might be a Cecil, this looks to be a very fast start.
We're trying to get something out of that Chocobo Forest by Baron. Kind of just comes up with some money for shops and selling, but Belle's going to give us a look at who is sitting in the Baron Inn. Looks like it's Atella.
Yeah, Atella guarded by a Rubicant in the first spot. I did see a stack of samurai arrows. You find a decent bow for Porum. Maybe she's even started with a bow, and she could start doing damage right away.
Got some illusions, some tents here in Baron. That's good to see.
And Cure 2s as well. You need it because you don't have a white mage yet.
I think you just annoyed about half a chat.
I'm just going to stop with the Porum slander. I really should. She has really proven her worth in this tournament, especially in the Moonveil Mixer flags.
Yes, rule number 1, don't make the murder children angry.
Oh, very nice full moon in the bushes in the back of Baron, and that's going to be a big advantage right away for Mel. Lord Goober did not go back there, but a full moon right away edge is bound to deal some damage.
Yep, and also picked up a middle sword in there somewhere.
Yeah, middle sword was in the pot right outside of Rosa's mom's house.
Lord Goober is checking the Mist Cave, finds the D Lunars here. Looks like he's going to take them.
Yeah, some good loot in back of the D Lunars, and here is one of the places you most like to see the D Lunars. They are not very threatening here. Although that fire attack still does do a percentage damage no matter where they are.
And meanwhile, Mel finds there's an Eddie sitting on Mount Hobbs with a bunch of dolls.
Yeah, Edward playing with his dolls. Maybe they're action figures.
You'd like action figures that don't actually try to kill you.
No, and these dolls definitely do not play nice.
Well, Edward's probably tried singing them so many times, they might have just gotten tired of the music. as strange as that sounds.
But this is especially where Edge comes in handy. A single flame spell takes care of all of them. Turns out the dolls are not flame retardant, and a very nice miscave for Lord Goober does find a full moon for that Edge, so Mel's advantage there is evaporated. Also a ninja robe.
Yeah, so this Edge is coming up with some nice equipment in the early game here.
Go ninja robe, go ninja robe, go.
Also, there's a black belt for that Edge if he wants to switch to that later. Mel's gonna go into the Antlion Cave.
Yeah, why not, right? With so many key items to find and a party that is equipped to take it even with an Edward not doing much so far. You're in the neighborhood. You can get this key item fairly quickly. Just go get it while you're here.
Yep, and unfortunately, the Antlion has been replaced by a CPU, which is apparently making eggs for it in some weird way. And Goober is going to check out the Watery Pass for some loot.
So the flame does take out both the front orbs. Mel will have to take a Globe 199 unless he can get some damage done very quickly. But that's where that full moon helps, because that CPU is in the back row, and Mel gets it done without any Globe 199s.
And finds a coffin for his trouble, but that'll come in handy on some of these other fights because our Ospid is not on with the B no free, so useful to get some DMs or some guards.
Yeah, lucky that he got a coffin instead of just coughing from all of the dust and allergies that I'm sure is in the Antlion Cave.
It's also on brand for Porum anyways, so you know.
I've always wondered where the light in the Antlion Cave comes from.
Well, that CPU could be lighting up a whole lot of things. Maybe you kill it, it just turns off the lights.
Yeah, well, when you go into the server room, you know, the CPU is just there with beeps and boops and some illuminating LEDs.
Mel finds some cabins and exits, so if he wants to get a couple exits before Porum learns the exit spell, which she learns it pretty early, much easier than Rosa.
I think that would be a worthy investment.
And Mel will buy a couple. Not too many, because Porum's going to get 4 reply out of the overworld at this rate, but...
Not going to check who's in the bed, not terribly interested.
Well, the Bedward meme is already pretty much off the table unless he's the dupe here, but...
And Goober reset out of the Antlion fight, so down 1 coffin, but didn't want to walk out of the cave. Not much experience there that he's missing out on.
Meanwhile, DKC is getting rusty taking a bath.
Yeah, I would not want to be him in that armor. That can't smell good either.
Do we want to be him even without the armor?
Well, you know, he has a lot of redemption to do. And, you know, in the beginning of the game, he has a pretty sweet gig. He's the head of the... he's the head of the Red Baron.
He's also robbing a bunch of mages, you know, burning down villages. Yeah, I mean, you know, his...
yeah, but he has a supportive girlfriend. He has a cool best friend who can also help him fix airships. That's right, I called Sid his best friend. Kane's just a betrayer.
You really are going to actually annoy every bit of chat today, aren't you? Both the runners are heading into the hook route now.
Yeah, this is incredible. They're basically right on top of each other.
Yep, Goober's going to do a little more looting than Mel is going to do right now. Find sirens and hourglasses and life potions in this shop. My goodness.
Yeah, everything you need.
Even antidote if you want to get rid of poison stairs.
Why would you want to do that?
I'm just saying it's something you could do. I mean, no one would ever do it.
But yeah, both runners have a lot of shopping to do.
Arrow and Rogue?
Okay. Yes.
Rain Spears for that edge if you want to buy some dartable stuff. This is a loaded Eblan.
And a Thunderclaw too, which might be useful to take, but I think both runners are just strapped for cash at this point. Too much good stuff in the item shop.
Well, that's true, but you know, if they loot out this cave, they can get some good stuff to sell back. Crystal armor will give you a lot of cash.
Yes. Nice black shirt for Mel. Nobody that can wear it just yet.
And we find the Betrayer himself facing off against a bunch of Magus Sisters.
Yes.
So that room next to be very nice about now.
It sure would. Get a mute knife too for that edge. That might be available in an overworld shop.
And Goober's going to take the Staleman chest. Not too dangerous because the hourglasses were used.
Yeah, we'll take a minute. But if there's something nice here, it's certainly worth it.
Yep, charm arrows have been the thing to have found for that forum, but didn't find those yet.
Mel is back row glitching that Kane discovers he only has a slumber sword and a wind spear.
And he's going to exit out, maybe going back to do some more checks in the overworld before diving this hook route. As Magus Sisters, you want something that can be strong against the mages.
Yeah. Definitely not a light fight to take, and that is a holy sword. Cecil Watch officially on, because that X-Cal can make a lot of enemies hurt.
And if we don't find Cecil, well, it's a one-time dart against something from Edge.
Yes. Edge will be happy to fling it at, oh, I don't know, a D-Mist in a rude spot.
You'd play against Golbez in a rude spot.
Or Zeromus in a rude spot.
He can only be in one spot.
Yeah. And that's rude.
Really rude if you're expecting it, though.
But are you telling me today is not the race where Zeromus might end up in like the first spot on the hook route? You telling me that's not a possibility today?
It's not a possibility in this version of the randomizer. Maybe in 5.0, who knows?
Maybe. Well, Mel is heading back to Baron Inn. Decides now he wants a Tella.
Yep, and Lei goes down one shot because very little HP in the first spot. And finds that, this is going to be pretty free.
Yeah, well, it's time to count. And it'll be a very slow count here. Ooh, a nice strength ring from Lord Goober as well, along with another full moon found in the in Cave Eblan. That edge will not be lacking for punch power.
And because Goober did not stop by that Kaipo shop for the exits, is walking this out. Or at least he's trying to buy a heroin row, maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Starville ran out.
Ooh. Yeah, when you take that many more turns than Bahamut, sometimes your Starvale, if you put it on too early on a spot that's low, will just resolve itself before you even need it.
Yeah, it's not only learning to count with Bahamut, it's learning to count with ATB and agility too. Ugh.
but Mel's going to give it another try.
And Goober's going to head back out and will take on Castle Eblan.
Yeah, 3 trap chests in here. Lots of good stuff, even not in the trap chests.
Yep, and by some weird rule, it seems there's either 2 adamant armors in Castle Eblan or there's nothing.
And Goober did pick up a small stack of hourglasses. Don't know how many he has, but those will be very useful, especially against the Mad Ogres.
And Mel is through Bahamut.
Yep, it stayed up that time. And he's going to be glad he stuck around, because that is required. That is a pan. And an old man.
And no explanation as to why the old man stole the pan.
Maybe to make flan?
Yeah, could have some flan. We might later on if the gauntlet happens to be down in the Hook route.
But Mel decides now is the time with that Tella to go into Castle Eblan himself.
Goober's
Get
through
a
the
full
first
heal
chest.
left.
Finds a Bahamut for a Rydia we don't have yet.
Yeah, ready to be named later. So I do like the play of Castle Eblan right after the Baron Inn, because after the Baron Inn you get a free heal. So you have full health without needing to use any camping equipment or anything like that to tangle with these trap chests.
Mel's gonna use some hourglasses to get through this.
Yeah, that Staleman packs a punch. Maybe it would have been better to wait on that hourglass until after you use Edge to flame away all the skulls, because each of the skulls gets a punch, but he'll get through it.
Goober finds some more samurai arrows for the bow users, some Bacchus wines.
And so, Lord Goober, in the Mad Ogre fight, would you, while they are hourglass, would you start sneaking like Lord Goober is doing?
I probably actually wouldn't spend the time here, just because I already know I have one cash for Resort coming up, and I usually see him for sale somewhere. So I don't know that I would, but you know, if it takes a little bit to kill him, then you might as well.
You almost feel like you have to, just because Porum is there, and Porum makes the Mad Ogres cry, which for some reason makes them more likely to give up their Bacchus wines.
She's crying, not them. They're frozen in time.
A Sorkra, by the way, picked up by Mel and Goober as well.
Yep, and this Mad Ogre fight's going pretty well for Goober. Should be out of it pretty shortly. And there's just one more chance to go. We're hoping for an adamant or something else good.
Yeah, won't get any life glitches off on these ogres, but that's okay. We'll still get plenty of experience, and the key item at the end, and that 6-pack of wine or whatever he picked up is the real prize here.
Yep.
Let's get Berserk and exit.
Yeah, Goober's only here with 3 characters and gets an X-Scale for the Mad Ogre chest, so more Holy Swords. For some reason there's a double Cecil in this seed. You can go with double Cecil with X-Scales.
Or if Cecil decides this is the seed he wants to learn how to dual wield. We've been leaving you, buddy. We bet you can do it.
Ambidextrous, unfortunately, is not on this tournament.
That's true. One of the better April Fool's flags make everybody into a dual wielder and allow everybody to put an adamant armor on their heads.
I think actually putting the adamant armor on your finger is a more impressive thing.
And so now Lord Goober in the Black Cat and Lamia fight.
Yep, and
that was a bluster.
Yeah, unfortunately, when they're attacked, they do a bluster which can either paralyze or kill.
Yeah, well, you know it's bad luck when a black cat crosses your path. And that's exactly what happened to Porum there.
Yeah, but luckily she gets experience even with being down because she's the hero of the seed.
That's true. She learned heal while face down.
And it's a Stardust Rod, again for Rydia we don't have in the party yet. So this is a Rydia Eblan Castle.
And there's a free heroine robe.
Yes, let Rydia hit things, let Rydia blurg things.
Peli can use it as well.
But you can't use it as well, you know.
Right. And if Palom shows up, that would be useful as well.
He may have sibling jealousy with Porum being the hero and all. Over there skulking in the giant.
Yeah, that might be where he shows up. Or he might just be petulantly in bed in Kaipo. I'm not coming out of my room until you say I'm as good as my sister.
Well, he'd have no problem getting that from you. Other members of the community, maybe not.
And from the Seed. I mean, the Seed is proclaiming her the hero.
And so Goober's, taking on the Aaron in here to get his Tella.
And so, I don't know what your thoughts are, Garen. Is there any chance you dive the hook route before completing all of the overworld checks you can?
I would say normally no. Unfortunately, that strategy doesn't always work out. Case in point, me. If the hook route happens to be very, very free, it's not necessarily the best play. I mean, we know the Magus Sisters are there. We've seen Mute Arrow's own heroine ropes. I mean, could go down there and just start zerking up that Porum with the heroine robe and hope to get through it.
Yeah, that's a possibility. There are at least 2 more checks on the overworld that are possible, though. And I know not everybody likes mount ordeals because it's 3 bosses for 1 key item check, but we still have 3 boss hunts going on, and those are 3 bosses to check. So
you're saying it's about 1 in 10 shot, right?
Yeah, exactly. If I were running, mount ordeals would definitely be a check I would make, even if I didn't have a Cecil or a Tella. It would definitely be a check I make before checking the hook route.
I'll note that to file the next time we run against each other. Let's see.
Yeah, well, you also know that I like Keyless Tower, so you have the whole Sheep Launcher playbook now.
I'm always a bit of a one-trick pony myself. I mean, you know. So. Anyway, Tella's getting that Stardust Rod as Goober does some shopping over here in Troya.
Yeah, Troya, a lot of shops.
I'm sorry. Long vacation. He's actually in Agard. It's Mel who's actually in Troya.
Either 2s for sale, and Mel picks up a couple of those, maybe thinking if a Darkness Crystal shows up, that a D-Machine grind could be on the table.
From my point of view, I'm hoping we don't get the D-Money grind in this seed because we'll have nothing to talk about other than the weather for a while.
Oh, we will find something to talk about. Don't worry. But the D-Machine grind, both runners have already found sirens, so I think I would put the chances of it personally very low. Either twos are just also helpful to have around.
Yep. Let's see. Goober finds Soma drops and Mysidia, so that's helpful if you want to do a D-Money grind.
Mel found pure threes as well in Fabul.
Not because we don't have any white mages in the seed.
Nope, just they're there. And Mel decides it's time to defend Fabul, which is very noble of him.
Yeah, maybe hoping for a magma key hangout here just in case. Rather not run that hook route.
And a couple of guards from Baron.
They've gotten lost.
Yeah, they are not emissaries. They are here to do damage. But they won't do a whole lot of damage because we found hourglasses.
And there's also coffins too. I mean, there's not going to be much of a threat here. So Zero on Mount Ordeals. Is this the right one?
Was that an extra beat?
No, it was not.
Just the water hag. Anna, come give us a speech. Tell us we got to do something.
A little bit of a dark speech tonight from Anna. Wants the darkness to fight. Baron key from Mel here from the Rule Defense, so it's another overall check that's open.
And an objective. Liberate Baron Castle, the 5th objective, so can get an objective done before diving that hook route, and I would imagine Mel will take that opportunity.
It's always nice to get an objective done for 1 hour mark on this flag set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Mel is going to head over that way to Baron Castle.
All 4 elements.
A vanilla. Oh, sorry. I see a vanilla Mylon Z. Everybody's like, nope, that's elements.
Nope, it's a vanilla Mylon Z and then the not vanilla, all the other elements as well.
That's not French vanilla. What would you call that?
1 quarter vanilla. But Goober takes care of what could be an annoying fight very quickly. And all 4 elements will fall to their doom.
Yeah, and Bella's diving the Baron sewers and finding some good stuff along the way.
As a reminder, Antlion was in the first spot in Baron Castle.
Glad you remembered, because I totally didn't even write that down.
It comes to me after a while.
All right. Meanwhile, Porum is going to go and face Cecil's inner demons. That's noble of her.
Yeah, she'll have to do it all by herself. Edge won't be there to protect her this time. Does get a decent spear for Kane.
And is going to get slightly annoying Mylon and friends here.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have any AoE herself, so the big bomb will help out a lot.
It sure will. But yeah, Mylon and friends were hanging out outside, and they got cold. If you're cold, they're cold. Bring them inside.
Never bring your Mylons inside. I mean, they're really meant for outdoors.
And don't feed your Mylons after midnight.
Yeah, I mean, Mylon might burn the house down if you bring him inside. You never know.
No, I think the biggest problem with Mylon, if you bring him inside, is just that you're going to hear him complaining about his body all the time. Oh, my body. Like, come on, man.
Well, being undead sucks. I mean,
And the Ordeals item was a Gungnir Spear. So not a key item. And in fact, no real progress toward anything. Now, if Cecil shows up, suddenly Cecil can have that Excal, and Lord Goober will be glad for a fully decked out Tella when he happens upon it.
Goober has the Tella.
Oh, that's right. He also did the counting.
Yes. So now Tella,
shiny pan.
Tella is moderately useful. We find that the King of Baron is actually a bomb today.
Yeah, well, just as Mom is the ruler of the house, so Mom Bomb is the ruler of the kingdom today.
Yeah, this is a little bit annoying for Mel in this spot, just because Mom Bomb has 9,000 extra HP wherever she happens to show up. And, well... Tella doesn't have any big spells to help out, so... It's going to take a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll take some time. Shouldn't be threatening in this spot. And especially with Edge now getting into quad figures of damage.
Eddie, meanwhile, is showing that the Dancing Dagger really isn't all that helpful here.
No. No, not with that Eddie. Silvera has heal potions and life potions.
Yeah, just wanted the heal potions here.
Yeah.
And is not interested in checking the other shops.
The Silvera shop is the ultimate don't leave home without it shot.
Yeah, and the Goober's gonna check out the shops here in Troya.
Nice use of that Gaia drum. And it's all over but the shouting for these bombs. This last bomb might... Nope, I'm not going to get an explode phase off. And was able to keep Tella down.
Not really useful on this flag set. I mean, he doesn't have to eat the floor here.
No.
And...
Would you like second Tella?
First Tella wasn't very appealing either.
So, that's our one duplicate character. Every character from now on will be brand new.
Yep, so the dual Cecil dream is dead, unfortunately. So we know we can dart that second X-Scale now, whatever nasty boss comes in our way.
And Porum, such a hero of the seed that she continues to block the wall from caving in on us.
She's learned how to bilocate. I mean, you know, white mages.
But RPGMel, it does get the first objective out of 6 that he has to do. And 6 out of the 7. And gets a pink tail. That's an adamant armor.
Yep, so that's a very nice thing to get early on.
Yeah, it makes the hook route much, much more manageable.
Yeah, just throw on your Edge, and you know, Edge will take 2 or 3 turns for everyone else.
He's so selfish.
Well, he's seeing Eddie around there. It's like, yeah, 1 HP. Let me do a little better here.
And Lord Goober, meanwhile, will defend Fabul his own self now. The Baron guards will leave behind the Baron key.
Don't leave home without it, friends. Mel's gonna check out the Troya shops while he's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, hang out in Silvera. We'll find those heal potions. I didn't see if there was anything worthwhile in the armor and weapon shop. The thing I haven't seen...
I don't know that Goober checked it, but
yeah.
There's a lot of nice stuff in the bushes here. We've got a ninja shirt and an Aegis shield just thrown in the bushes.
Yeah, very nice. And then goes into the weapon shop. I don't believe either runner has seen a curse ring yet.
No. Did find mute arrows though, but does not interested in checking the armor shop.
So Mel has done all the overworld checks except for Mount Ordeals at this point.
And is going to take care of that right now. Be a little bit disappointed to find out it's a Zonk this time around.
Yeah, it will be some additional experience for that hook route. Goober really wanted to offload the pan on this inventory boss. I can't do that.
No, only Sheila will take the pan back. So Yang would be kind of hoping we could get rid of him. He's been bonking the head so many times.
Yeah, so when our runners do get to the hook route, I anticipate checking that Mad Ogre chest on the way down. You never know when you're going to get another out of an armor from a trap chest. That experience will be nice, and even though you're well set up for the hook route, I think both of our runners are. Every little bit is going to help. So I think that's a time investment well worth making.
Aside from the usual thing that the admin armor is always in every trap chest you don't check.
Very true. Well, while our runners are retracing each other's steps, do want to thank our intrepid tracker, Darth Plagle, and our restreamer, Dathis, for bringing us this. This is a rubber match between Lord Goober and RPG Mel. Lord Goober, Team Rydia's Rebels, RPG Mel on Team Bimmy and Jimmy Eat World, and the winner of this wins this week for their team. So it is winner take all.
Yeah, both teams are 4-3, so they're trying to have a winning record of it to close out the tournament here.
Yeah, close out the tournament on a high. These teams did meet in week 1 on the Potion Party flag set, and I believe that was a 3-0 sweep for Rydia's Rebels in that one. So Bimmy and Jimmy trying to get a little bit of revenge as well.
And we see that Goober is setting up to dive this Baron Castle.
Yep, doing everything that Mel did, just in a different order. So they're probably going to head to the hook route around the same time. These runners have been remarkably even so far.
Yep, the only difference might be if Goober decides to give the basement throne just a quick check before he goes down. With hourglasses and coffins, it's possible you get a free fight there.
Yeah, I mean, King Queen Eblan there would be certainly doable. Dark Imps, you have the items to take care of it.
Yep, or if it's the Kaipo guards, we go down there too.
Sure. But there aren't a whole lot of free bosses left.
All you need is one.
That's right.
Or an hourglass in a dream, or a bunch of sirens in a dream, whatever the lottery commission has its slogan this week.
Lord Goober did pick up a nice cat claw, so if Yang decides to show up quickly, he could be useful.
Honestly, in this flag set, I don't like to take Yang if he's not the hero, just because I don't like the time it takes to get him online, usually.
It is an investment.
Yeah, I'd much rather invest in one of the real mages, like Alum or even Rydia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a mage that can do black magic instead of just fist magic.
Yeah, I'd probably just take Yang over Tella, give him the choice, unless it was like, okay, you really have to do a D machine because he's telling you to do it.
And Lord Goober using the Tella with all of his spells to really whittle down this Mom Bomb quickly. Does still explode, but that was a much lower level than Mel's explode phase was.
Yep, and the Stardust Rod comes out from Tella, but too early. One of them.
Yeah, just a little bit early on that target means that it didn't get quite all the bombs. It only single targeted.
Yeah, unfortunate for Enterprise logic, if you take out the weapon before everybody has their cursor showing, then a bunch of meteors are going to fly down, but only get hit one. And yeah, everyone has probably done that at some point or other during a race.
And now trying to play Bomb, Bomb, Gray Bomb.
Yeah, Mel is going back to retrieve the hovercraft and is going to dive this hook route. Get there a little bit earlier than Goober.
Yeah, Mel will have a minute or two advantage here. And we'll see. That might be due, actually, to Goober taking the stalemate chest earlier. And so if Mel decides that he wants to do that, suddenly it's very even again.
He skipped the chest he didn't get in the front, so I'm going to say Mel's probably not going to check the trap chest or try to find it.
Oh, Mel was I thought Mel was going to sell that X-Cal, not going to lie. The cursor was hovering around a little bit too much.
Well, the meme is to sell the crystal sword, not the X-Cal. I mean, X-Cal is more useful to non-sus.
Oh, and Goober's going to turn in that pink tail, get his adamant armor. He still has to do that.
What is this stat see that a Kane hero? Allergies, maybe?
There's only so much you can go back to the same well, right? Especially when that well betrays you.
We go back to the same well all the time. Hasn't gotten old yet.
Yeah. We go back to the well to drop the magnet key down if that's what we do at the well.
Oh, that's gone.
And so Mel begins the descent into the hook route. We know the Mega Sisters are at the second spot. Don't know yet who is at the first spot. But Mel, at least for now, checking those trap chests. We'll see if he encounters the Mad Ogres.
Yes, on the first floor.
Yes.
It was very nice. Early and not at that last chest. It's actually after the boss.
Yeah. Can it happen after the boss, or just on the same floor as the boss?
You have to go past the bridge that leads to the boss, so I'm going to say it's after the boss.
Okay, alright. I was going to say, I've never had the Mad Ogres happen after the pitfall, which is what I thought you meant. A nice light glitch there.
The pitfall boss is undefeated, so I mean, you know.
That's true. And Mel still has a stack of 5 hourglasses, just making really good use of what's available in the shops.
Yep, a lot of time shenanigans tonight. It never causes any problems whatsoever. Finds a defense sword for that cane. That's nice.
That is nice. Definitely an upgrade over the Gungnir Spear. It's debatable whether the defense sword or the white spear is Kane's best weapon overall. But
I think it depends on his level. I think defense sword is better at lower levels, and then eventually it becomes white spear.
Either way, great to have.
Yes, you won't ever question a defense sword showing up. We're just going to take the same chest. We get the same good news.
It just takes some time. Little Mel, you just got a middle sword. And Goober will take advantage of the same life glitch shenanigans. Oh, gonna try and stone with, and I didn't notice this. Goober took
he took both Lotellos, and doesn't get off this time. And meanwhile, screenshot this, chat's actually said I'm right for once in my life, so that'll never happen again.
Baigen in the first spot, and this is actually secretly a very punishing hook route.
Yep, although Edge is going to kind of negate a lot of this, just because Adamant Armor did one shot from the back, and other than that, Vampire, not really much to worry about.
Yeah, a zerked up Adamant Edge will make this the
or a very nice Grimoire pull here.
That is a terrific Grimoire roll. I was gonna say Edge would give this party much less agita, but Bahamut will cause Baigen a lot of heartburn there. And a good save. Good save. You know, you're never gonna get a Grimoire roll that good again.
Yes, always be saving. We've seen a lot of unfortunate instances, even just in this tournament, with the unfortunate wipes, and then lots of time lost.
Yeah, that is definitely a fight you save for posterity, if nothing else. And now the Magus Sisters guard us from the deep end of the pool. Again, the Adamant Armor really going to come in handy here.
Although luckily the spell power isn't overwhelming in this spot, so the sisters aren't going to just one-shot everybody with them.
And meanwhile, Lord Goober approaching it the Baigen fight a little more traditionally. Going to go for the arm grind here, it looks like. Which is unfortunate because there's no experience at this spot.
And Mel tried to pull the double Blur Grimoire and only got a Demus, wrong dragon on the second try.
You can't fault him for trying.
Definitely not. Not all your Grimoires can be blurred, fortunately.
Goober also going to take that safety save. I'll praise him for that as well. Really good decision because, no matter how highly leveled you are, you can never take this fight for granted.
Yeah, even with the Adamant Armor, I mean, one could still go a little bit squirrely. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of unlucky targets puts you behind the 8-ball a little bit.
Now we see both runners are on the same fight. Mel's here about, 5 minutes earlier, maybe?
Yeah. The best part about the Adamant Armor, I think, I could be wrong about this, Garrett, does Adamant Armor protect against Sandy's Charm?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah, so that's really what they have to be worried about. If Adamant Armor does not protect against it, then if Sandy charms Edge, then you have a real big problem on your hands.
Yeah, meanwhile, that Tella on Goober's side had pulled it out clutch with 1 HP. Sisters were really mad at that and decided, nope, Lightning's going to strike twice here.
This spot also has more HP than you think. Even though half of the total HP is concentrated in Cindy, all 3 sisters have enough to withstand a bunch of attacks.
What is there, about 21,000, something like that?
Yeah, it's a lot. Mel does go after Sandy in the back. I like that idea. Might have to deal with a resurrection. Oh, and Mel finds the mute arrows. And that will lose them.
But Cindy goes down, he's through.
Yeah. And so Mel will be the first one underground, a sub 49-minute hook route.
And meanwhile, he's going to face the worst boss that we have in the game, which is the undefeated Pitfall.
Oh, I thought this was going to be the time. Garen, I thought this was going to be the time.
Push via jump is not on.
No. Not going to check out who the boss is at the top of the tower. But Goober is through right behind.
And let's see if Goober decides to give us a little bit of help here and tell us what's coming.
Less than a minute separating these runners. No games separating these teams. They are tied.
That looked like an Ashura on that brief glimpse.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Ashura at the top of the tower is super annoying. That is a spot with high HP. So that spot has something like 18,000.
Ashura is annoying anywhere where she has HP, really,
Yeah.
just because of the mechanic of that Cure 4.
Yes. But in a spot where she has very high HP, you need to have all your ducks in a row before you go attacking her. So at least an early keyless tower off the table.
It's not off the table, it's just not advised. I mean, keyless tower has been the play in a number of these seeds.
Yeah. So Mel doing his objectives, chasing after the key items.
And the objective 7, which is to return this pan.
Yep.
It's another defense sword. So more dartables for Edge.
Yeah, Edge certainly liked dartables.
I can't dart undartables, that crystal sword being the frustration in his repertoire.
And samurai arrows for sale in Dwarf Castle, and Lord Goober says, I want a bunch of those.
Yep, although in a mechanic of for Enterprise, as long as you have at least one arrow and you cast Berserk, one arrow will last you as much as you need.
Mm-hmm. Leviathan in the Leviathan orb in the back of Dwarf Castle, and also for sale. So I guess we're just raiding the storeroom now.
That looks like a King Queen Eblan sitting in the first boss fight here.
And Sheila has the Darkness Crystal.
And the Rat Tail. Sheila has got the goods today.
Yes, she does. That Darkness Crystal does get us to the Crystal Sword Altar, which is another objective.
That also means that Sheila's hard required today, because that Darkness Crystal plus returning the pan, that's 2 objectives, so you had no choice.
Yep. You had to do it. Well, actually, Darkness Crystal was Sheila 1. So technically you didn't have to. Yet.
That's true. I was going to change out airships.
I hope yeah. I hope you could see what I was doing there with my finger where I was holding it up. Well, actually, because I was doing that as hard as I could. But yeah, Mel going after the objectives right when he has the opportunity to, and it's paying off in a big way so far.
Yep, always do your objectives, always do your freebies. This magic key is... Yeah, we can go underground. Woohoo!
Yeah, yay! And the officer, soldier, the Kaipo guards in the second spot here. And Goober gonna coffin the officer because he wants all of this EXP. Mel gonna find some of these. Nope.
At this point, I mean, there's no reason to take the experience here.
Yeah. And you're starting to get to that point where you shouldn't be looting anymore, especially not going through a boss just to get loot on a tier 5 max treasure set.
Yeah, although, the Tower of Babel could have a sneaky adamant armor hidden in one of its 4 trap chests if you want to try that. Or if you wanted to steal sirens even though they're for sale,
Yeah.
And the disembodied hand is going to steal the crystal for, again, the thing that just happens every seed, it seems like.
Mel gonna go into the Fame Arch, pick up the free item while he's down there. See who is in the king spot.
It's in Dwarven fashion is to wear spoons on the neck. That'll make the Eddie very happy.
Wasn't that a trend in the 90s at some point? Like a spoon necklace?
There were a lot of weird trends in the 90s. I don't know if I'm going to remember that far back in time. Also found a pass in the warp glitch spot. And Mel, I think, found the
Tower key.
Tower key. I was looking at the track right. I was looking at my keys. I was like, wait a minute, which key?
Yes, it was the Tower key, and that's a dual sparkle in the Fame Arch.
Well, we've already seen the D-Lunars.
Yes.
Seen anything else? I don't think we have.
Nope, that's the only sparkle we've seen.
So, Mel is saying no thank you.
Yeah. So, Plague there, doable. Pale Dim, annoying, but probably doable. Ogopogo and Wyvern. Ogopogo is going to be real nasty. Wyvern there, it is also going to be nasty because it will go very fast.
It does depend on what the Witchburn is. Maybe you'll get something nice.
Yeah, I mean, the Witchburn could be forgiving, but, even then it has 20,000 HP, 20,000 plus HP, depending on which spot it's in. And then it will use that speed to just start bouncing nukes.
Yeah. Goober is going down to Sylph Cave now to do this pan turn in. Is checking a few of the chests along the way.
So this is really interesting. Goober trying to maybe spike a Toad Lady or a similar chest here. So the trap chests, there are, 7 of them in the Sylph Cave?
There are 7, yep. There is the Toad Lady freebie, as it were, which she finds.
There it is.
Cast the Mute Bell to prevent all these toads from coming out.
Yeah, because, the toads really want you to become a toad, and if they can't talk, they can't do that.
I'm still waiting for the Toad Hero flag.
I was trying. Did you hear me do my impression of a muted toad? I thought that was pretty good.
I didn't really hear all that much. It's kind of hard to,
Yeah.
do that.
Yes. I mean that's part of what makes the impression so good.
Yeah, but when a zombie can do it too, I mean, it's... Finds a Dragoon Spear for his trouble, so, that's another dartable.
Also makes a King Ryu grind very much easier.
Yep, and Goober has a bunch of Mute Bells, so can prevent all of these casts and the time lost from it. He's not going to get the benefit of the double experience because only has 5 key items right now, but hopefully he pops something from here. He's looking for maybe a spare adamant, maybe some Hanzo steel for that edge.
And I believe he tried to use a grimoire.
Oh, more Blarg.
Yeah. Well, Goober got his Blarg against the Ghost instead of against Bigan. Cool 20,000 plus experience.
And a Zeus Gauntlet. That's not too bad.
Yeah. A nice little grind here.
Yep, although, as those sirens, I mean, just be quicker to maybe crack some eggs.
But you don't get as much nice stuff. How do you like a double longsword, bandana, adamant, Zeus Gauntlet, edge? Is that something I can interest you in?
Meanwhile, Mel gets rid of that Eddie as we get the bad news that Eddie's weapon of amazing power is literally right after this check.
Yeah.
Go to the tower,
luckily,
retrieve the Edward if he wants, but
yes.
might not want to take the time. Adamant Spoonword is definitely a powerhouse in this flag set. You can find him.
Yeah, now, would need to find another adamant armor because you probably don't want to get rid of that edge right now, and if you take that adamant armor off edge, suddenly he becomes weak to a whole bunch of elements. Lord Goober gonna turn in his pan.
Yeah, Spoonword on this flag set is better than Sid in almost every context. I mean, Sid's only really help you being a chemist, or maybe DPS if you find Artie. But not that useful since he can't really anchor in this, because Porum's going to be the anchor.
But yeah, I imagine Mel will at least think about taking a trip to the Tower of Wishes once he summons that whale. Now, does he make a special trip to the Tower of Wishes before he does all his underworld checks? I don't know. But
yeah, Mel is also now at 9 key items, so only needs one more to get the double experience online. So might be trying to do a few more checks to get one more.
Yeah, and as a reminder, the pass is lit up in that tracker. The pass does not count as a key item.
Yep, so the tower would be a good play. I mean, you get 2 shots at it, which means that because you're at 9, both are going to be zonks because, we have to keep it at 9.
I was thinking about it, and yes, we'll do the Keyful Tower. Lord Goober, meanwhile, taking on more trap chests here, taking on the warriors.
Yep, did not heal up before this, so one hit is going to take down everybody but the Edge, who's wearing the adamant.
Yes. The edge is all you need.
Yeah, I'd be like to get some experience on some of the other characters at least.
How about Porum?
Well, Forum's just a given, I mean, Grimoire didn't roll quite as well this time. It's a fiery explosion, but just the Ifrit.
Yeah.
And I do some inventory cleanup and get rid of the Stardust.
Yeah, starting to reach that point in the game where the J item is going to be less useful than the inventory space they create. Mel is climbing that tower, does find Mylon Z in the cannon room. Bye.
Yep. Mylon Z apparently just as bad at defending the cannons as at firing them.
Want to welcome our raiders from the race over at Free Enterprise. My name is Sheep Launcher. I'm here with Garen. We have our tracker Darth Plagal. We have our restreamer Dathis. This is a race between RPGMel and Lord Goober. Lord Goober, a member of Rydia's Rebels. RPGMel, a member of Bimmy and Jimmy Eat World. This is the rubber match. It's tied 1-1 for this week. So the winner of this wins it for their team this week, and their team advances to 5-3. The starting key item was a hook, and both runners have gotten a pink tail relatively early. Both runners have slapped it on that Edge, who's been doing a lot of work. It was a challenging hook route, but both runners threw the first time of asking. due largely to that edge.
Yep, and I didn't see what Goober had pulled out of that warrior chest in the Feymarch route, but didn't look like there was anything key item-wise. I don't think anything else lit up down there, so... Oh, it couldn't be. Yeah, I really have the potion party all of a sudden again.
And right now, the difference between Mel and Goober, at least on the tracking side, is that Mel has completed his pan turn-in, got the Darkness Crystal and the Magma Key from Sheila, and also lit up that objective. Lord Goober has not done that yet.
I think the Magma Key was from the rat tail we got from the Sheila turn-in, I think.
That's right. And there's the Rune Axe. That could have been useful against the Maggot Sisters, but...
Well, you know, we always want to put the items you need after you need them.
Right, that's what... You want to give them a reason to strive, right? And so Lord Goober will discover that there are double sparkles on the dime here in Feymarch.
And we'll check the one in the Ashura spot first. Finds a plague here.
Doable.
Yes, doable. See if Goober decides to just go with the Zerk everybody up and try to keep the timer from ever resolving to 0, or if he's going to try some reflect strats to get that count back onto the plague.
Yeah, so far, 3 of the characters zerked.
Yep, you must not do more than 3. I had 3 zerked in an earlier seed, and apparently not enough.
Gonna not going to leave it to chance. Gonna kamikaze Tella and then bring him back to life. We'll see if the timing works out. Starting to get a little bit nervous.
Yep, Mel takes down the Ashura on the left side.
And that's well done.
It's a power shirt for the effort, so no key item there.
Does get that life potion up. We'll see if Tella's the only one to survive. Sid's counter resolved, Porum's counter resolves, and then Plague goes down. So Goober takes care of that. Well done.
Ooh, finds a party rock.
Yeah. Very interesting key item there. 2 more character checks. We haven't seen Cecil yet. We haven't seen Fu yet.
Nope. And, you can check the treasury file at this stage of the game with it being on tier 5, but...
I would be stunned if Lord Goober checked the treasury at this point. But yeah, Cecil and Fu are really the 2 prizes. I don't think Lord Goober is interested in anybody else at this point, do you?
I wouldn't think so at this stage of the game because, I mean, Fu is already leveled. He's got all the spells at this point. Cecil, you can slingshot him to good levels pretty quickly at this stage.
Yeah.
Everybody else, though, I don't think he would.
And Fu already has a place in this party. It's just being taken up by Tella.
Finds a Paledom in the other spot here.
All right, so this is going to be annoying, and we're going to hear a lot of the song of Paledim's people.
Well, actually, no, because the audio is actually on Mel's side right now, so we're not going to do that.
Well, you're going to hear it from me then. I'm going to pick up the slack.
Continuing the theme of the night, okay.
And thank you, Daphis, for... But yeah, earlier we were talking about how there were 2 sparkles you definitely did not want to see, and 2 you can deal with. And Lord Goober found the 2 you could deal with. RPGMel is taking on the Baron Basement Throne. And suddenly the opportunity for free bosses has really dwindled here. So this has the chance to be something very nasty.
Proving you wrong yet again, almost immediately the seed is giving us the DMs, which are actually free at this spot.
Yeah, and so we are officially out of free bosses for the moon.
While we're out of free bosses, I'd just like to step in here. Hi, my name's Dathis. I'm your restreamer, and apparently Witch in the background, because I called earlier saying if this is Plague and Pale Dim, it's fairly free and doable. I was right. I'm not a witch. Back to your regularly scheduled broadcasters.
And Pale Dim goes down. He will do it no more. Hopefully Mel will visit him at some point and get a Moonveil.
That might be useful on the moon if we got something nasty and punchy up there. There's a couple spots, like K value, that are very punchy.
I do want to thank our restreamer Dathis for being a witch, and for no other reason.
I'll try it in a stone there from that Tella. It did not work. Let's see if he tries it again.
Hello, life. Lord Goober gonna check out Tomra. What's the item shop? What's he still looking for here? Coffins, maybe?
Coffins, or maybe more Bacchus wines?
Oh yeah, we haven't seen Bacchus wines yet, have we?
Oh, we've seen them, just not in a store.
Right.
And more full moons, so if you missed it at the first two treasure chests, it was always for sale.
And also Samurai Bow, which he actually picked up.
Will not validate the seed, so this run is invalid. Sorry,
Nope.
Start again.
Tough but fair.
Mel finds a protect ring at the Baron basement, so that's a zonk.
Not gonna walk it out even.
Nope, and the quest for the 10th key item is just turning up zonks everywhere. Not get it from the tower, did not get it from Baron basement. Is you have no choice but go to the moon. You cannot get to 10 on the Earth.
Well, Mel hasn't checked out the Fey March yet, where the Earth Crystal is just waiting for him.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was something on the Earth spot. Okay, so you could get to 10, but
yes, on the blue planet, but does not want to mess with those lunar sparkles. Would rather raise the big whale at this point. That's
well, I mean, what are the odds that both lunar sparkles are doable at this point? You know.
Apparently, it's 100%.
Yeah, Mel doesn't know that.
And Lord Goober is done checking trap chests, it looks like.
And that crystal sword is going to stay hidden unless one of the bosses has it.
And a question in chat. Did Goober really just name his characters after Hyperdimension Neptunia? He sure did. Big fan of that game. So if that gives you a rooting interest in this game, you know, that's what our runners are here for.
And Mel is going to give us a check and see who is on the lunar dais today. Probably going to be Palom.
That would be something. It is a Moon Rosa.
Yeah. So it's the other white mage.
And Rosa could have been useful earlier. Probably not going to be invited at this time. Oh, instead of Sid? Sure. Hop aboard.
Yeah, I mean, Sid is kind of just taking up space in this party right now. Can't really do a whole lot without a bunch of potions.
And gonna make her into Archer Rosa. At least for now.
Might borrow the Hero robe from Porum at some point if she still has it on.
Yeah, which she probably does.
Well, Porum isn't the speediest of our heroes, so, I mean, the agility doesn't get too insane with sugar seeds. I was going to check out the shop on the moon. We've got our Bacchus wines up here.
Yeah, still, moon wine is the
Yeah.
tastiest wine, and there it is.
Party on the moon. Now bring your own drinks. They got plenty up here.
Yeah, what's the tasting profile here? I'm getting notes of crater. I'm getting a real undertone of hairdryer.
Actually, it's hard to get the notes there of the taste because it's all the naming ways. I mean, they just keep changing the names all over the place.
And then Mel knows there's always value in Cade Bahamut. Or at least he's hoping so. Meanwhile, Lord Goober, I believe, has a rune axe on that Sid. And I'm pretty sure I just saw Sid hit for 5,000 damage.
And let's see. Mel's not gonna give us a peek of what this boss is before he goes over and sees it here.
Doesn't matter. Oh, it is Golbez. That is value. And we're gonna have a barrel of fun.
Well, Mel doesn't set up for it earlier by casting any spells in the party.
So, Golbez here. Actually, one of the better places to find Golbez on the moon. This spot has a super high physical attack stat, but Golbez doesn't do physical attacks. So we'll just have to outspeed him a little bit in order to get up a Star Veil, and then should have plenty of time to take him down.
Yeah, Edge is not gonna be able to take himself down with the adamant armor on. That doesn't work.
No. And the magic power here is not atrocious. Still high, but not absurd.
Yeah, and Porum's got a Star Veil up just to be safe.
But look how speedy that adamant armor Edge is. Taking all the turns. Kane able to tank a virus. And soon Kane will get in on the action. Zerka him up.
Well, that Lit 3 is gonna take him down though.
Yeah. Well, it was fun while it lasted.
We're gonna take Apple for his cannon play there.
Yeah, didn't know Mylon Z was in the business of handing out apples.
Well, I wouldn't eat that apple if I was the party. I mean, came from a zombie for one.
Lord Goober going to complete his Sheila turn-in, discover his Darkness Crystal, and then he has a big decision to make. Does he check that Earth Crystal before he leaves for the moon?
Yeah, because at this point we know that the Golbez isn't on the in the Tower of Zot, and unless it gives music or part of the Forge, it might be another Zonk.
But there are two key characters, and we are looking for two characters.
Let's see, who haven't we seen yet?
We haven't seen
Palom.
We haven't seen Yang.
And we haven't seen Rydia, I don't think.
And then Cecil and Fu, we haven't seen either.
We haven't checked who's in the bed, though, either, have we?
Neither of our runners have. I don't know if you have.
I don't have eyes that can see anything other than the runners are seeing. Sorry. And the cave value, besides the objective, has a nice sword for that edge.
That is
the
great.
The rich get richer.
will not turn up his nose at that. But that is 3 out of the 6 objectives done for Mel. And Lord Goober gets his Magma Key, and now he has 9 key items. Or he has 10 key items with that rat tail.
Yeah, because he had the Earth Crystal that Mel did not have.
Yep.
So Goober has 2 choices. Either it's the Tower of Zot, or it is the moon.
And Lord Goober putting his hovercraft back at Cave Eblan, I believe wants more sirens.
Yeah, speaking of sirens, Mel actually launched what it looks like and is doing the Gold Dragon play up here.
Yeah, I believe that Kane does have a Dragoon Spear available to him.
Yep, it does not have the benefit of double experience yet, it looks like. Still just at 9 key items.
But this is where Tella can really be useful to weak one of the dragons. But Edge is just taking all the turns. Like, Tella's like, buddy, let me make your job easier.
Yeah, with Edge being as fast as he is, the one danger you have here is that he might go so fast that you can't get that life pot off. Goober is going to take the Tower of Zot play.
Gonna skip right past that treasury. We'll see if he wants to pet a dog on the way up. I think that time has passed.
Yeah, unless he's just saying that maybe it'll just be a quick check on a couple of the chests on the way.
Oh!
Finds it right away.
Right away. Rosa got a big hunk of experience on Mel's side.
That dog is down.
Sit, boy.
Does not get paid off. That's just a silver apple.
And says, might as well eat him. And Porum gets some extra HP.
Which is good because she doesn't have a whole lot among the characters in general. So usually, unless you really overlevel her at Z, she is vulnerable to dropping if there is an unnerfed Big Bang. It's very good with the Meteor stage, though.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently knows how to dance rocks from whatever they do for Mysidian mage training.
Yeah, they must have ballet there in the Tower of Wishes. That must be an elective.
But we know Palom didn't take that particular course. He does not dodge rocks.
No.
We see a Dark Elf here for the first spot in Zot.
Should not be threatening here. With this party, with these levels. And that's another reason to do the Tower of Zot at this stage. Most bosses here pretty trivial for this party.
Mel's going to head into LST. The only thing to hear is he's going to go top down or bottom up.
Or does he, Mel has been going straight for objectives this entire time. Does he kind of go middle out and do the Crystal Sword Altar first?
It'd be a bit out of the way to do that one first. I would probably at least go down to the save room by the White Spear Altar and save there first. Just in case, you want to try those bosses out, get some experience, they get your 10th key item.
So Lord Goober finds Rydia, has hung onto that Bahamut's orb the entire time, I believe.
Yeah, yep, it's a bit late for Rydia at this point, but maybe some of those moon bosses, it would be nice.
But he hasn't done his big grind yet. So that's still a possibility for her. And that is a foo. So that's a definite acceptance, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna swap one old man for the other, I think. Well, okay, we're going to swap the old man for a child, and then we're going to swap a different old man for the old man.
There you go. And Rydia wants that Stardust Rod. Where's that Sorkrow? I believe that's what he's asking himself. And Mel going for that Crystal Sword Altar.
Okay, so staying hard on the objectives first list.
Yeah, I wonder if he knew that that Cave Bahamut would be an objective. Because that was the one time where he didn't go straight for the objective when he had the opportunity. He went for Cave Value instead, and it turned out to be an objective as well.
Yeah. A little pause here. Is this the gauntlet? No, it is Dr. Luggage.
Yeah. So, a little song and dance routine here. Leviathan at the top of tower.
Yeah, that's not going to be nasty to see there.
So with those characters at the Earth Crystal, the only character checks we have are the Sand Ruby, the Kaipo Bed, the Package, and the End of Giant. And we have Cecil, Young, and Palom still at large.
Yeah, well, at this point, I don't think we're going to see either one of them get into these parties because it's probably not going to show up until it's just past grinding time and you're ready to just go for Z.
Yeah. Yeah, with how many key item decks are still out there. You know,
Yeah,
if it shows up right away, maybe, but
yeah, I mean, the only way I think you would possibly have it otherwise is if have we seen D-Mist yet? I don't think we have.
we have not. No.
If D-Mist and Gauntlet are both on the Giant, then you might get a chance at it. But what are the odds of that happening?
Lord Goober does get one half of Forge. So
There is a Legend Sword, so I mean, if he runs into the Adamant somewhere, that will be helpful for him.
but Lord Goober has no other choice at this point. He's got to go Moonward. But yeah, that was a really fulfilling Tower of Zot for Lord Goober. 2 characters, half of Forge, some
And
more
unfortunately,
information.
fortunately for Mel, he's learning that the poison here from Dr. Luggage does prevent berserking if you aren't already berserked beforehand. Did lose a couple wines in the process, but Doctor is down. As objective 4.
Now, maybe Lord Goober will be able to avoid this fight because he did.
Can't avoid this fight.
Well, Lord Goober did eat a couple of apples, and they are supposed to keep the doctor away. We will see if that proves true.
So Mel's got to be liking that adamant armor. Does not know yet that he cannot actually turn in unless he does the Fey March. So it could be a bit of false hope there, depending on how this turns out.
Yeah, Lord Goober certainly has the straighter line path at this point. But, you know, you don't need the Legend Sword in order to complete this seed. The Bull Gauntlet sighting somewhere, plus a Twin Harp, and Mel's in go mode.
Yep, so you're Mel, would you face check this first and only just take if you find the gauntlet, or would you just take all the fights and clear the moon?
Well, Mel at this point still needs either the Twin Harp or the Legend Sword, and knows that there are still 2 key items out there that could gate those key items as well: the Earth Crystal and the Luca Key. We've already gotten the item from the Sealed Cave, but D-Mist could be in the Sealed Cave hiding another key item. So there's just too many key items out there. I don't think Mel can be in face check mode yet.
there's actually a lot of really nasty places that Gauntlet could still be hiding. I mean, it could be in the package, could be in the Giant, could be at Luca Cave.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 places right there.
Yeah.
Or it could even be at Masamune Altar and just make a lot of chat happy.
Oh, that would be delightful for a Game 3 to have a required alt gauntlet at the Masamune Altar.
But with the heart behind it, just for good measure.
Yes, an absolutely hard required gauntlet. Mel is grinding early, grinding often, popping another siren for some more gold dragons. And Lord Goober not going to do the inside out play.
I think Mel is done with the grinding now. Is going to show us what these 2 bosses are here in the White Spear Altar and the Ribbon Room.
And I beg your pardon, Lord Goober is doing the inside out play, but first gonna grind up.
Mel is going to go for the Ribbon Room first. There's 2 checks here.
Needs key items. Go where the key items are.
He's going to find an Odin here. This is a little bit nasty, perhaps, with the HP pool here.
Yeah, and very punchy.
Well, you know, front Rotella is just not going to do well anywhere on the moon.
No.
Neither is the front row Rosa, apparently.
Although she did tank a hit, a direct hit of 1600, and she's like, I can take that.
Come on, Rosa, you're not Sid.
Yeah, you can't be doing that too often, Rosa. We need you for too much.
Sword is up.
The Odin attack is imminent because with this HP pool not going to whittle it down in time to avoid it, I don't think.
Now, this is where Mel would really love to have that Fu with the Lit 3 or with the nuke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only black mage he has is Tella, not going to cut the mustard.
And here comes the play from Odin, and, well, 2 Peak characters survive it. But they're both zerked up, so he's going to have to hope he gets through it at this point. And does.
Yeah, no worries at all. Actually, very nicely done, that edge, taking care of a lot of problems.
And a Zonk, just an X-Kale and a Bahamut.
We have
we've already seen
both of those already. But some more experience on that edge, and on that Porum, and on that Cane.
Yeah, Porum learned to Cure 4, so is all set to take on Z now.
And so these runners kind of in the same spot in the lunar subterrane, but with very different parties, Garen. Whose party do you like more at this stage?
Well, I mean, Goober has a more useful Black Mage for sure.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Rydia, if you get up to Nuke, I mean, that's probably more useful than that Kane is right now, I would say.
Yeah, both runners have that Cane. And so Mel has Tella and Rosa, while Goober has Fu and Rydia, is the main difference here. So Mel going with the double white mage strat, kind of out of necessity.
Yeah, just because he hasn't seen that Fu or that Rydia that are sitting in the Tower of Sot. By hoping for a Cecil, those hopes are kind of fading just because of where we are in the seed.
Mm-hmm.
If you find him, you can still take him, crack a couple eggs, and just go to Z, but
yeah, doesn't need much to instantly become world-beating. Actually would not have helped out that much against Octoman. RPGMel through.
That makes Calamari and gets a package. So that is not the key I really want to see there, unless it's holding exactly that gauntlet of yours, but
or the D-Mist containing the Twin Heart.
That would be spicy too.
Yeah.
Our restreamer is pounding the table for Giant over here.
Yes. I don't think either of our runners are going to go to the giant before full clearing the moon. And still got 2 more checks to go.
It'd be kind of a really cheeky play to do it. You kind of feel you have to be behind and feel it's like, okay, let's gamble. There's got to be exactly a Demas there for it to really pay off, and the Gauntlet probably.
I don't think either of our runners have any reason to feel behind. I think they've both run excellent races so far, kind of staying within themselves. There is a Demas.
Yep, so no Demas done Giant. Could still be the Gauntlet down there, you never know, but this means the Giant would not be hard required, though, no matter what the distribution of the key items is.
Kind of a weird place for Demas because you're committed to full clearing the moon. You're probably not going back down to the blue planet just to check this Demas without another key item, unless you're really committed to that package, all Gauntlet. But, after you check the Murasame altar, who knows, that might be a twin harp and suddenly you forget about the Demas. So it has the real potential to be forgotten about. Both of our runners need to be on their toes here.
Yep. Goober is through the Crystal Sword altar, has the Adamant armor, so he knows he has Forge in hand. This goes back to the blue planet. So that is a 4th just in pocket.
And what are Orum's weapons here for that Forge?
Yeah, that's true. Meanwhile, Goober is giving us a bunch of warps to cut down the poison stairs, apparently. Everybody in the party is poisoned right now.
So for Goober's side, we know where Golbez is. So Goober can't face check yet, I don't think. But we know that once he discovers that football gauntlet or that twin harp, he's in go mode.
Yep, and depending on what this D-Mist comes up with, the only place we haven't seen yet on the moon is the Murasame spot.
That's right.
It's the one spot that sometimes gets a little bit forgotten, or sometimes you just decide to save scum up here and hope it's not required.
Yes, I have seen that, especially in this tournament where, you just make the play and say, if it's there, I lose. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. It is a play that you make, I think, when you're feeling behind. And Lord Goober going to throw the kitchen sink at Odin, try to avoid this Odin phase entirely.
Yep, Rydia does survive a punch to the face, just like Rosa did, so Aegis just taking it from Odin today.
And Mel deciding he's had enough of this Mist Dragon, throws the spoon at it.
Sad bards everywhere.
And now has double white spell on his white mages, and that's a twin harp. Well,
there is music. All right. So now, does he check the Murasame spot just to make sure it's not the gauntlet here?
And he still doesn't know where the Legend Sword is. As far as he's concerned, if the Legend Sword's at Murasame altar, he's in go mode.
Yep. Is gonna warp out now. I just wonder if he was just gonna walk back and try some more grinding there.
And going to cabin up and go back into the fray.
Yep, Goober is through the Odin, is going to get the bad news that this is just stuff you've already seen.
Does learn Nuke up for Rydia, does learn White for Porum. So the endgame party shaping up very nicely for Goober as well.
Yep, looks like Reflect strats are on the table for Goober if he wants.
Yeah, and Mel has hybrid strats on the table if he wants.
Yeah, because unfortunately for Mel, if he goes to Zod at this point, chasing the items, he's not going to be taking the characters there. We might take the Fu, but not the Rydia. It'd be too late.
As a reminder, these teams met in Week 1 in the Potion Party flag set. Bimmy and Jimmy Eat World, our RPGMel's team, did win that Week 1 matchup, actually swept Rydia's Rebels. So Rydia's Rebels looking for a little bit of revenge here, and right now, Lord Goober has the advantage by having done that Fey March and checking that Earth Crystal.
Yep, as if the good news of his music being here, which will put him with 2 objectives he can cash in as soon as he gets out of the moon.
Yeah, and it will put him in go mode as far as we know.
Yep, and that spoon
he does
goes.
Not know that.
That spoon goes against the Demist on Goober's side as well, and nukes are flying. So yeah, enough of this dragon.
And meanwhile, Karate Man has seen the white, and it burns.
And Karate is down on Mel's side. We know he can't really get anything useful out of this, and just gets arty arrows. And we'll reset out.
Yeah, not worth it.
Light.
I said white, is what I said, because he took a white spell right to the face.
It's okay, Sheep. I've done enough of your restreams. I know every one of your puns. And I'm here for every single one of them. Whether I want to or not.
All right, Mel's back on the blue planet. We'll see the order he wants to take these things. He does have the package check. He does have the Demus check. He does have the Twin Harp check. He has been doing objectives as soon as he can.
This looks like it's going to be a Twin Harp check.
Yep, he's going straight to Troya. Doing that Twin Harp check. It is an objective. If the Alt Gauntlet is here, he has his crystal.
Yep, and even though it's very late in the seed, we're going to get a tune from DJ Swoony Bee in a couple of minutes here.
Lord Goober gets his harp. And then we'll see if he wants to finish out the moon.
It also went into the spells and, okay, he's going to save here first.
Yeah. Maybe he's in face check mode. We'll see.
Well, he hasn't done the White Spear altar yet. That's the reason why.
Yeah, he still needs Football Gauntlet. He still needs Golbez. He has access to everything else, so he might be in full face check mode. He is.
Yeah. Okay. We know that in this case, with what's on the moon, it's not going to hurt him at this point. So if he doesn't do those 2 spots, he's going to get some time against Mel.
We'll get the good news as long as he goes to where the value is in Cave Bahamut. We'll get the good news that Golbez is there.
Yep, gonna check out Murasame first.
And so this is a big check for Mel. Mel has the opportunity to pull back into the lead here, but needs some very particular results, and one of them is the Alt Gauntlet being right here.
Yeah, because the only key item he could get that would help him out here would be possibly Luca Key, if that's where the Gauntlet is hiding.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're at the point where our Spoony Bar is going to play us some tunes, so we're going to be quiet and let Eddie go to town.
What is Witchburn? The world may never know, because Mel's party just too fast.
Yeah, and unfortunately with that, we didn't get very much of that song from Chrono Trigger, which is sad face to everyone.
Beautiful rendition, though. That is a Luca key. Oh boy.
And that could be either really good or a rabbit hole that's just going to waste more time.
Yeah, and
So
Mel
at this
might
point-
have to chase that.
Well, he's got the Fey March, or he's got those two cheeky boss checks. Which is, which do you do?
Also has the Demas check.
Oh, that's true. He does have the Demon's check. See, I would have forgotten that already.
And that is the risk, you know. But you've never like forgotten to check Demas for 45 minutes on stream. I'm sure that's never happened.
44 minutes.
I was gonna say I did 45 minutes, and Mel not going to forget, going to make that check.
F is not going to get the Legend Sword, although he doesn't know that yet. It's the Sand Ruby,
Does
Which
not know who that
is-
character is.
and probably doesn't really care either. Going to...
Gonna check it.
Okay, that's
That's
unexpected.
still useful here. Did save right outside.
And
That
it
is a
is
Cecil in the bed.
resets. Oh, okay. Guess going to the package burn first. No, just
Hmm.
I'm confused why he checked then.
Perhaps he was thinking of
Was he
somebody
sure?
else.
Maybe just looking for the foo. That was it.
Perhaps he doesn't know where the foo is. That could be it.
Yeah, although I would have taken the paladin too. I mean, you have the sirens, just pop one or two and you slingshot them right up.
So Mel going to check that Fey March, which we know is a good play, but gonna put him behind Lord Goober. He needs an alternative play to pull ahead here.
Yeah, because I mean, Goober has the harp, has the forge. So, I mean, Goober is in go mode at this point.
Yeah. Yeah,
Actually,
Goober
let's
in the
get
driver.
kind of which one of these Mel checks first, because if he checks the wrong one that doesn't have the Earth Crystal, then he's got to go with both.
Right. Yeah, I would. Well, that's a tough decision. When you get the Earth Crystal, if you check the Queen spot first, get the Earth Crystal, do you immediately fail to check that? Or do you...
Well, yes, because
another
I think you would, because, you know, you have the chance of Legend Sword there, but you have to think if it's exactly there, your opponent probably already did it.
So, Crocodile Shop has both kinds of apples. And a life staff, and I didn't see what was in the bottom one. A Seraphim staff for Porum.
Yep, let Porum heal things.
Does that mean that Palom has a Cherubim staff?
No, he's not a cherubim.
Okay.
He's about the opposite of that.
He is a little devil. But he's a lovable little guy.
So maybe if there's a Mephisto rod, that would be about on par for him, or maybe, you know, something along those lines.
And so Lord Goober heading up to Troya will be able to walk back down to Troya after he gets finished with his sojourn in Cave Magnus because he has the pass. And I don't think he needs to do any more leveling, do you?
No, I think he's ready to go at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, Rydia already has Nuke. What more do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
And as far as that suggestive Jabberwock, I think that's too long a name for Free Enterprise's weapons.
JBRWCK. Stop.
Would you like to buy a vowel?
No, I would not. I am saving all of my all of my gil for Bacchus wines.
You do realize they don't pay us, right?
Oh. I mean, I didn't want to let you know this way.
Well, that's okay. I already got all the $0 checks earlier, so
Mel is through that pale dim.
yep, and finds out this is not the one he should have done first.
Then Moonveil will be nice, but ultimately not required.
I don't think it's really going to be useful this way. He's already been through the moon.
That's true.
And we're seeing the Fade Harp in the chat again, but Fading Harp is not a good idea in this particular seed.
No, especially since it's an objective, and especially since it's Chrono Trigger. Don't
And
fade Chrono Trigger music.
We're going to reprise that, so we'll let you enjoy that again for a moment.
Let's see if we get a Witchburn sighting this time. Nope. Saving the Excal for just that occasion.
Well, that was a rude cutoff to the music.
Does get the good news that he is 15 of 17 for key items.
Yep, did not get that package or that Sand Ruby, but also is feeling pretty good. He has a crystal. He has not seen it done, so it is off to the moon.
Yep. Off to Troya to use that pass to use the back door toward Zeromus. Mel, meanwhile, going to be climbing up the tower, is in go mode. We know that the Legend Sword is up here. We'll have to go back beneath the surface to forge, and then we'll have to come back up. So Lord Goober has a really distinct advantage. But Zeromus...
go ahead.
Yeah, Zeromus is always going to be here. Never an easy fight. You can never take it for granted. He's too big, he's too bad, he's too smelly. The one thing you can take for granted is that each time, Zeromus is going to have a different costume on. He's going to look a little different. And that's because we have over 600 different sprites to
also
dress Zeromus up in.
It's also because when Z was signing his contract, did not use the law firm of Golbez, and Golbez to look things over, and didn't realize he was agreeing to do all this.
And I guess part of the deal is that we have to ask a certain kind of question. And I'll do it this time, Garen. You had all the fun last time. So I'm going to do it, and I'm going to say, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Does it even have a butt? Are you sure?
Yeah. Does it have a hat? Does it have a butt hat?
Isn't a butt hat called pants? Drum roll, please.
His true colors are emerging. And that is a Kraken mess.
We didn't end up in the Temple of Fiends somehow, did we?
I have a feeling. I'm gonna get dragged down into the bottom of the sea.
The question is, do we have a fairy who's giving us a bunch of oxygen in a special item?
And so, do we have? So we have the fighter, and we have ninja, and we have black mage, and we have white mage. We can defeat Krakenus with that, right?
Well, they might be out of bounds because you have 5 characters instead of 4. But that's against the rules, I think, in where Kraken comes from.
Well, Kraken's on our turf now.
Our turf is the void?
Yeah, apparently. But this Kraken's getting lit up.
Yeah, I mean, with the levels that Goober has, I mean, unless he gets to a second Big Bang, if it's not nerfed here, should be okay. He's not healing, so just going straight out damage.
Ooh. That wall did fall off of Fu, so we'll have to scramble a little bit.
And Kraken is giving a shake here, so that direct cast on Z? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And try and nerf the Big Bang, although this is going to bring out a counter nuke.
Did not bring out a counter nuke. So
that is very lucky timing in that case.
Yeah. It tipped over, and so the action was taken by that, so really fortunate there.
That is some good counting. You can never do that.
No, we should ask him if he meant to do that.
I think you always mean to nuke Z in the face when you do.
Yes.
Except when you don't, but...
There's the counter nuke on Kane, a really good target, because Kane can take it. And now Edge back up over the threshold, and so the worst of this should be over.
Yeah, although another Big Bang does come out. This one is not nerfed, so he's going to lose everybody but Edge, who is zerked up. This is a little dangerous.
Yeah, but that...
Well, there's a black hole. All right, so that gives a chance for...
We'll be able to get up others if he wants, but, you know, Edge with an adamant armor might be able to keep avoiding rocks.
And
won't be able to avoid the nuke.
Uber resets, so this is going to be a race at this point, because... Mel is right behind.
Yeah. Wow, and that Big Bang into nuke was especially fast. Edge took an extra turn after that black hole didn't have enough time to recover. Lord Goober has to try it again.
Yep.
And now Mel has his crystal.
Yep, Goober's will get into the second attempt a little bit earlier than Mel will, but see if Goober tries to change any strats around this time and play a little bit differently.
Now Mel did do a couple of extra checks.
I think Mel did every check, didn't he?
Yeah, he's gotten all those key items. Still don't know where that football gauntlet is.
Well, I think we know it's on the Giant, or at least we're going to guess.
Could be in Sealed Cave, could be in Package.
Maybe one of them will check after the seed's over and let us know.
Maybe. but no time for that now. Goober gets into the fight at 158.20.
Yeah, Mel should be about a minute behind, looks like.
Mel gets told to have a good time. He will.
That's apparently a guardian of the door who has no idea what he's guarding.
And so fades change up for Lord Goober 34 seconds after starting the fight.
It is doing some last minute switching of equipment around.
Putting the adamant armor on Fu.
Going full reflect, maybe? Meanwhile, Fu gets taken down on Goober's side with an unlucky nuke.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate target there. And with that extra juggling, RPGMel will enter the Z fight at 1:59.40. That's a minute and 20 seconds behind.
Yeah, we'll see if Mel has a slightly different strategy in mind from Goober here.
That Big Bang is nerfed for Goober. And the Cure Force will get them up to the top, except for Porum.
And except for the Fu, who is still on the ground, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So it looks like the only real party difference here is that Mel has a second White Mage, whereas Goober has the Rydia instead.
Yeah, and so those nukes will come out a lot faster than the whites if that is what Mel wants to do, a kind of hybrid strat.
Mel throws out a slow here, may not have a Silk Web. It's a nuke on the Porum.
And Porum survives it.
Yep, is going to veil up, but we already had the shake, so hopefully that Porum gets healed before she goes down.
Yeah, and gonna toss a Cure 3 on that Porum.
Does not get out in time, unfortunately.
No.
Meanwhile, Goober has gotten his Fu back up.
And another reflected nuke from Fu for 6,500. Mel now fully recovered, but still kind of in scramble mode, not putting out as much damage. Doesn't have as many darts as Lord Goober does. Darting a Dancing Dagger.
I was looking for more in there, maybe, but is not finding a whole lot in there. I don't know.
And jumping with Kane. Just not a strategy you see all the time. Still a very effective strategy because it does a lot of damage, but it does slow you down a little bit. That was a not nerfed Big Bang. Oh.
And Mel is going to reset because he lost 2 casters.
Yeah.
I think that puts Goober in the driver's seat unless Goober has a little bit of bad luck here.
Well, that is another Big
there's
Bang.
another. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Problems with agility when you don't have a curse ring.
And that white cast doing a lot of damage to Crackamus. Rydia down for Lord Goober.
Oh, but there's the shake. GG.
Lord Goober has done it. Takes down RPGMel and wins for Rydia's Rebels. Rydia's Rebels finishes at 5-3. In the Eblan Elixir League, Lord Goober has won it for his team. GG's. And we are joined by Lord Goober. GG's. if you're talking, we can't hear you. So plug your mic in, make sure everything's connected. But that was a really, really good, fantastic race. Really came down to it. What were your thoughts after the Zeromus, after the first Zeromus fight? If you could share those with us.
Still not hearing you, Goober, if speaking into the mic.
Yeah, so Lord Goober played so well that he must have taken the internet out in his general vicinity. We'll try and see if he can come back here. And if he can come back, we will get him in for an interview, because that was certainly exciting. We'll want to hear his thoughts if that's possible. But for now, we'll stay focused on RPG Mel. And Lord Goober did win for his team.
I think Mel took another reset while we were talking there.
Yeah.
So even though everybody's over 2,000 HP, it's like Z can still be very brute, especially if the agility is just a little bit off.
Yes. Well, Lord Goober does finish the tournament with a personal 4-2 record. A really, really impressive showing for Lord Goober. Was Lord Goober a pink pup? Do you know, Garen?
I don't know, because I never actually ran with the Pink Puff League. I kind of really didn't find out about it until I'd already been racing a little bit.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit weird to try and step back into that pool. So.
Yeah, he definitely has been around the community. Seen him on the ladder from time to time. Really great to see a good tournament from him. So 4-2, really good tournament. He'll look back on this tournament with a lot to be proud of, as he should.
Yep, the ladder is on hiatus for those in chat who might be wondering about what we're talking about there.
Yeah, was a good way to kind of get pick up races and really hone your skills. And let's try this again. Lord Goober is joining us. GG's.
GG. For some reason, my net literally cut out right as I was trying to connect to the voice chat. I'm now doing it through my phone.
I think you killed Zeromus so hard that it blasted out the internet in your general vicinity. So well done there.
So before we get into your Goober, sorry, before we get into your interview real quick, I'm gonna make this request since you're in here. I am gonna have to ask you to upload your local recording just to double check that the kill full reset and everything like that, because we lost your feed as you were fading. I'm still confident enough with the times to call you the winner, but we're gonna just double check, and if there's any changes, then an announcement will be made. Just to declare that. Continue. Sorry, guys.
Absolutely. I've just stopped my recording now. I'm gonna go ahead and reboot the computer, because that's gonna probably turn back on my Wi-Fi. This is something that happens to my computer at times.
Well, while you're doing all of that administrative stuff, which we appreciate you doing, it's we have to make sure that everything is on the up and up. But let's talk about that seed. You had access to an edge and access to an adamant armor, and that pretty much allowed you to lay waste to the overworld.
Yep, and that was a case of follow your objectives, because as I remember, I think that pink tail came from the Baron trash can. And
yes,
I had the hook early, because I think that was the starting key item.
It was.
Yeah, so I knew what the boss was there, that those Mage's sisters. So it's like, okay, I need to find a solution. I was looking for mutant knives. The adamant armor did the job too.
Yeah, unfortunately. Go ahead.
I mean, once I had that, I mean, everything was pretty much academic once I got underground. I just wish that stupid Tower of Babel wasn't a complete waste of time.
At least the underground wasn't totally haunted. I mean, you did get value out of the Feymarch checks, which half the time seem to be becoming total zonks.
Yep, very true there.
Ever got any thought to fading the Feymarch, or did you just keep doing it because you hadn't found the Darkness Crystal yet?
Oh no, I was always going to, when I've got an adamant character that early, I'm always going to check the Feymarch to see if I can obliterate it. And in this case, it was easy enough to do.
Yeah, there was some very fortunate rolling of the sparkles down there because you didn't see the Wyvern and you didn't see the Ogopogo.
No, even Wyvern wouldn't have been that bad, because remember, I did the cheeky self checks before I went in, and I'm pretty sure it was in the room that nobody goes into where I found that Dragoon Lance.
Yeah, very true. Those checks in Sylph Cave really unorthodox, but it really gave you some levels. It gave you some good key items. What was your thought process heading into the Sylph Cave?
If I have RA1 and I've either got a Quake caster at RA1 or I've got hourglasses or mute bells like I do, I will check the chests going towards Yang. That is just my standard gameplay. It's good experience, especially if I find the ones that are easy to either mute or explode. And in this case, it went in my favor there. And once I got to the moon, once I realized that, hey, I've got a double slingshot on this Rydia, it ended up I only needed to burn 2 sirens because I knew that I was going to have to do a lot of boss checking. So having the 750k after the second siren was good enough.
Yeah, I mean, Rydia did get nuked even before you finished all your moon checks. I mean, that was...
yeah, I
really
think she had
helpful.
nuked by the time I did the ribbon room, which came in handy for that demist.
And so, we do have to talk about that Z fight. The first one had a little bit of hard luck.
And issues. And I realized, wait, why is Rydia only doing 5,000 damage here with her nukes? And then the official word was expletive. She's still got the heroin robe on.
Yeah. So, and what is your approach when you're going in for a second time? How do you kind of get it within yourself to focus and make sure that this time you get the job done?
As you saw, I just really YOLO'd it, and my turn ordering was screwy because I really did not want Edge throwing the Star Veil or trying to throw a Silk Web there, and him going second just did not go well. As you saw, I parried with him in that first round each time. Computer reboot. It's been sitting on restarting for the past 5 minutes. Hard reboot.
Well, you've won this week for your team, for Rydia's Rebels, who finished at 5-3, and you personally finished 4-2 in this tournament. A really great tournament for you. How did you like the tournament overall? What are you going to take away from it?
That I do need a little bit more practice on some of the more unorthodox flag sets. AA Potion Party. Okay, there we go. Computer's now rebooted. Okay, but other than that, I guess I thought I felt like I could have still been a bit of a puff. Maybe not so much anymore. Okay, now let me... So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I'm going to jump into the stream myself so I can hear Mel's interview. So at this point, I'm going to let you guys go.
All right. Well,
All right. Well, GG again.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and thanks
I will
for thanks for
get
letting us see you, and we'll see you down the road.
Okay, thank you.
And so Lord Goober finishes with an official time of 2:02:47, subject to verification, of course. But we are joined by RPGMel GGs.
Hello. I would just like to fade something, Moonveil. Thanks for seeing.
Well, I mean, if you faded the
don't
giant, that
understand.
doesn't really.
My practice teams have been exactly like this. Every single one. They won't let me fade a thing.
I feel your sympathy there, Mel. I've had the same problem.
Fade ordeals. No, it's got the pen, which leads to blah blah blah. Everything.
Yep, and fading the Fey March didn't work out either because, as you saw, it's like, nope, it has the Earth Crystal that completes the forge.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to be thorough, but then for some reason I thought, hey, let's try my luck, which is a bad idea.
Well, rando gonna rando. I mean, it works out some of the times, just never the time you do it, apparently.
Yeah, well, not really the way I wanted my tournament to end. There's still the title rounds, but I'm considering that a different competition entirely.
Well, I wanted to talk first about the early game. You made it through the hook route in a very good time with two challenging hook bosses. You know, some of that was helped by the equipment that was available on the overworld, but a lot of it was due to skill. Tell us about your approach going into that hook route with Baigen and Mega Sister.
Oh, praise be Grimoires.
What a great Blarg roll, huh?
That was really nice. I had it. It's just that made it so much faster. Yeah, I figured with Adamant Edge, I was just gonna get through them no matter what. It's just a matter of how long it took. And I could have done that a little faster because I forgot I had mute arrows with Worm. And that would have really sped up the Mega Sisters fight. But yeah, I'm a little sad I didn't find mute guys, which is why I delayed going down for so long.
You were still the first one underground out of the you and Goober, so I mean, yeah. So I mean, it was for the most part. I mean, the big difference is that Goober took the Fey March and did some grinding over in Sylph Cave, and Good faded the Fey March and went to the moon first.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Oh. No, I just said that the big difference between you and Goober is that Goober did the Fey March before going to the moon. So had the 10th key item, did the Power Zot first, got that Fu, got that Rydia, able to sling the Rydia, and that seemed to be the big difference in the race.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been nice to have that food for sure. I'm not sure I would have taken the Rydia.
Is the Fu who you were looking for in the Kaipo bed when you got the Sand Ruby late?
That was food. I was looking. The only thing person I would have taken was food. Because, yeah, obviously a very big upgrade to Tella. And I was trying to do reflect strats, then that failed on me, so I went hybrid during the Z fight.
Yeah, which is safer for sure, and the last Z fight certainly went your way. So really admire the gumption you showed there, really throughout the scene.
Thanks. It was really nice to have those X scales for that news. That's
Yeah, luckily
Yeah.
when they're being darted, it's a little bit more effective than when Cecil's trying to use it on a boss that's kind of a little bit resistant to it.
yeah. I was taking this test. That's just a minor nitpick. Cecil with X Scout would have been just fine by me, especially since that Sid I think that was useless.
Well, I mean, since Sid can't actually really anchor if he's not the hero, yeah, I mean, Chemist, you don't really need that until Z.
And then the moment I abandoned him, hey, look, it's a spoon.
We wonder if you're gonna go back and grab the Eddie with really seeing that spoon there.
I was thinking about it, but then I thought, whoever's on the moon is probably going to be better than him. So I just went with Rosa. Rosa's fine.
I kind of do like Adam and Spoonward on this flag set, but yeah, Rose is fine too. I mean, she gets either adamant or heroin, gets nice bows and bows, arrows. She works out pretty good.
You know, it's too bad there were no bows. There were absolutely no bows for us.
I think we saw a samurai bow somewhere. I just don't remember where.
Samurai bows were for sale.
Yeah, I didn't check.
Yeah. In Tomra, I want to say, but I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, and then we did see Artie bows, I think, at the Murasame spot, which I cleared that, so they were there. It's just that if you didn't check all the shops, then maybe it doesn't work out sometimes.
Well, overall, Mel, you've had some great moments in this tournament. Your team, Bimmy and Jimmy Eat World, had a very fine, respectable tournament. What are you going to take away from your experience in this tournament?
The Moonveil mixer likes that hates me for some reason. That's okay. I prefer pushing party. Other than that, it was fun. It was fun. Thank you all for restreaming and
thanks for being restreamed. We're glad you had fun. We certainly had fun watching you. And so, Garen, any final questions for RPG Mel?
No, I think I'm all out of questions for tonight. So again, thanks for a great race, and I'm sure we'll see you around in some future races and tournaments.
Thanks. I'll see you all later.
All right, that's going to end our coverage of the Eblan Elixir League for tonight. But we have a full day of action tomorrow. Listen to this. 11 a.m. Eastern, Free Enterprise. It's Eisen from Bring Your Own Bacchus. It's John Burkett from Brew Dude Attitude. It's the Golden Pipes of Garen on the restream. Yeah, you're gonna want. You're not gonna want to miss Garen at 11 a.m. Eastern. At 3 p.m. Eastern, also on Free Enterprise. It's going to be Zeke of Mysidian Comedy Club versus Coffee and Chocobos making a freelancer appearance. So definitely going to want to see that. Then Twincast on RPG Limit Break on the big stage, 8 p.m. Eastern. Curios versus Starman. Professor Renderer versus Leggy Star Scream. Going to be a tremendous race there. And then the nightcap. Another Twincast at 10 p.m. Eastern on Free Enterprise. Nerocod versus Soapbox Gamer. Stupid Sexy Flanders versus Elvin Sorrow. That's on Free Enterprise at 10 p.m. Eastern. A full day of Free Enterprise action that you don't want to miss, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah, and even though Chief Launcher didn't mention it, he is also commentating tomorrow's 3 o'clock race, so don't miss that. Especially all the puns. They're coming right back to tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, got a quick turnaround on it too. Got less than 24 hours to come up with new puns. But do want to thank our tracker, Darth Plagle. Had a lot of buttons to press tonight, and she did a tremendous job. Want to thank our restreamer Dathis. Want to thank you, Garen. It's always a pleasure commentating with you.
Yeah, same to you, Sleep Launcher. It was very fun. So yeah, again, thanks to Dathis and to Darth Plagueis for helping out behind the scenes and helping the two comedians in the front stay on track.
Yeah, and congratulations once again to Rydia's Rebels for winning the week this week. And we'll see you all tomorrow for lots more Eblan Elixir League action. Until then, so long.